guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. Super excited to introduce a brand new series that I have here on the channel, and it's basically getting people who are involved with football, involved with Chelsea in any capacity, and talking to them about random questions, 20 questions or as many questions as we can get to in 20 minutes or so. So I'm joined by Brandon London, who's somebody that I've talked to for a while, somebody that is a first-time guest on the channel that I've wanted to have on the channel. It's long overdue, and you might recognize his voice from Chelsea Mic'd Up, but he does much, much more than that. But Brandon, thanks so much for coming on my channel.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited about the 20 questions. I feel like, it's like I'm in high school, and it's like playing spin the bottle or something. So it's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I figured it was like some lighthearted fun over the international break or the summer break, however you want to call it. So let's dive right in. So getting to know you, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
When I was a kid, I wanted nothing more than to be an NFL football player. Like I tell people all the time, like I that's it. That's it. Like no astronaut, no doctor, nothing. I wanted to play in the NFL. It was like I used to tell my teachers that all the time, and it was just one of those things where you couldn't get me to open up a book unless it was a playbook. So I knew that's what I wanted to do.
And you did that. You went on to do that, and you have a Super Bowl as well. For anybody,
Yeah, Super Bowl and a Grey Cup ring from my time in Canada. So, mission accomplished.
mission accomplished, casual. So you always knew. I imagine like being a professional NFL player, you might have lived in a couple of different places. So what's your favorite place that you've lived in?
Favorite place, hands down, Montreal. My Montreal in Canada was the best time I had. I lived up there on and off for four years. I played 4 years up in the CFL, and it was just one of those things where it was like it's like you lived out of the country. Well, obviously in Canada, but Canada, being in the French speaking province of Quebec, it felt like you were somewhere completely different on the other side of the world. So that's where I kind of got into wanting to immerse myself in different cultures because I would live in the plateau downtown Montreal, which was like all French speaking, just to try and pick up on the language and the culture. So Montreal, hands down, had a great time up there.
That's so interesting. I think it's like so unique to have especially like being American, to have another language and to be able to speak another language. And that's part of the reason why I moved to Madrid, was to be able to learn
Oh,
Spanish.
cool.
So that's super, super cool. So next question. We're just speeding along here. What does a perfect day look like for you?
Perfect day. Honestly, playing video games all day, sitting on my Xbox, playing Call of Duty, switching from Call of Duty to Madden to FIFA. That's just an absolute do nothing day. I don't get many of those because of schedule. I'm always hustling or always trying to be involved in a different project. And even when I have a day off where I don't have to technically be somewhere, I'm working with editors or doing something work related. So those days I just get to shut the entire world off. I got the headsets on, yelling at 18 to 24-year olds on Call of Duty, telling them to come on with the rest of the crew so we can win this Warzone match. But yeah, I'm an avid video game guy, even at 37 years old. Yes, I know.
My husband is as well. He's the exact same. He's always like playing something. I'm super bad at video games, super bad. Um, but so I want to talk a little bit about your career, and I know that you've had a lot of different things that you've done. But if you had to pick one moment, would you say that what's the most memorable moment of your career? It could be for good or for bad, but the one that sticks out to you the most.
My most memorable moment, I would say, was when I was dropped. I retired from the CFL to go for an opportunity on a show called Hollywood Today Live in LA. It was my first time on a professional production. You got IFBs in your ear, producers talking to you, the prompters reading, there's people talking to you. It was so much that was going on. And I completely bombed the audition and testing for the network and all. But it's what it gave me that vision in my head of this is what I want to do. I want to be on a professional set. I need to learn the X's and O's of this business so I can play faster. I can be a better athlete, TV broadcaster, that sort of thing. So it was that uncomfortable moment where you really had to look deep inside and be like, all right, well, this is the top of the mountain when it comes to productions. If I want to get there, I need to learn how to do X, O, Y, Z, and that kind of got me on my path to get to where I am now.
That actually leads me perfectly to my next question. And guys, I have not told Brandon these questions ahead of time. Like these are 100% new for him, not planned. But I wanted to know, how did you make the switch from being a professional NFL player to being a sports broadcaster or TV personality, and like how you decided that you knew that that's what you wanted to do? And you kind of partly answered it, but
Well, it all. I mean, I guess that bug was planted my rookie year with the Giants. I got into some modeling stuff in New York City, and then went down to the Dolphins, did some stuff. But when I was up in Canada, I was having a great year in 2012. Wanted to go back to the NFL, but I had a bucket tear meniscus, and I was out for the rest of the season. So I started and I enrolled in the Montreal School of Performing Arts up there during my rehab, and I was taking theater classes, which led me to move out to LA to get on camera training. Started my own web series while I was up playing in Canada in the CFL, called Jersey Off, Suit On. And I'd take like some of my teammates, to get to go to modeling shows with me, or runway shows, or just to get dressed up and stuff, kind of show that cultured athlete lifestyle, my brand, the cultured athlete. So um, the bug was planted my rookie year, but I knew it's what I really wanted to do once I got to Canada and I started trying to do more in terms of off the field type stuff. So it's just throwing stuff at the wall and see what stuck, and it stuck.
I totally feel that 100%. And you've been doing very well for yourself. And like I mentioned, you're one of the hosts of Chelsea Mic'd Up, Chelsea FC's official podcast. So, how did you start supporting Chelsea?
It started my rookie year with the Giants when we went over and played in the first international series game at Wembley Stadium. Giants beat the Dolphins back in 2007, showing you guys how old I am. But yeah, I had some. I would play FIFA in college, and we had some exchange students from London that came over to UMass, and they used to play this game, Winning 11 or something like that. Pro is another soccer game, but just hanging out with them. So when we went out to London the next year, they came by the hotel, picked up me and some of the players, and we went and hung out with them. And we're just talking, having some drinks and playing video games. And we're like, yo, why are there no Eli Manning posters or billboards up? Like all we're seeing is David Beckham and all these guys, Wayne Rooney. And they were just like, dude, like your football is shit over here. Like it's nothing over here, like the soccer stars are the real stars. So we went to Cobham to train for practice, and we got to meet some of the players. So I'm like, I'm gonna be a Chelsea fan. So then when I moved back to New York, during when I was playing CFL, I got hooked up with the NY Chelsea Blues, and I started watching matches down there, and they're singing the chants at from Stamford Bridge and all, and I go, I'm locked in. I'm a Chelsea guy. So I've been, fortunate enough to watch matches with NY Chelsea Blues, the LA Chelsea Blues, and the CFC Rockies out in Denver. And I mean, every time, every game is a different experience. And I'm just loving it.
That's one of the most unique stories that I think I have ever heard and will ever hear. And I absolutely love it. Who's your favorite Chelsea player, past and present? Because I feel like it's very hard to pick just one.
Drogba's on the pitch. Like I'm a Drogba groupie. Like that day, I don't, I've met a lot of celebrities and all in my business, in my industry, but I think the day I meet Didier Drogba is like I might get a little shaky, a little like giddy, just because like everything he represents. Not only is just being a Chelsea legend, but just being in terms of a high caliber athlete coming up big in some of sports' biggest moments. To me, I mean, it's on the bucket list to meet Didier Drogba. He's my absolute favorite.
How cool. Yeah, when I was at there for the FA Cup, like Christian Pulisic walked right past me, and I was like, oh my God, he's there. He's right
Yeah.
in front. my face. So obviously we're in the summer transfer window is about to open, but if you can make one signing for Chelsea this summer, who would it be?
Oh, Lewandowski. With him leaving Bayern, I just see his skill set. His skill set and personality, I think, would go great on this club, especially with everything that's going on now with the summer transfers. Lukaku going to be there. Rudy left, and also bringing in someone. A day one menace, a day one impact player, impact signing would be huge. And I've been following Lewandowski for quite some time now.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Barcelona are getting all of these players, and I've seen that basically all of Chelsea's backline wants to go to Barca. Lewandowski wants to go to Barca. I feel like I've seen some other names thrown around there, but I agree that would be a fantastic signing. Uh, if you could have one Chelsea player, and maybe I know your answer from your favorite Chelsea player, but if you could have one player to come back for Chelsea and play for them in their prime with this current squad, who would it be?
Ramirez.
Oh,
Oh
so
man, I used to
such a shout.
love watching Ramirez play. I mean, just his speed, just the grace, how he played. The I forget which match it was, just the one chip shot that he made look so easy in such a big moment. And he was just so cool with it. So, I fell in love with a lot of the Brazilian players because that Brazil to Chelsea pipeline has been pretty strong since I've been following, with Oscar, David Luiz, those guys. But, Ramirez, man, he's one of those guys where after he left Chelsea, I continued to follow his career when he played over in China. And, now he went back to Brazil to play and stuff. Still follow him on Instagram and all. But Ramirez, that was that dude for sure.
That really surprised me. I really thought that you're going to say Drogba. And to tie up our football questions before we get into the silly ones, who do you think is Chelsea's most important player right now?
Oh, the brick wall, Edward Mendy. That dude. I mean, again, it's been one of those things where you're seeing a theme within the culture of a club. It's like we stay with a top class, world class goalkeeper, and we got a chance to talk to Kepa on the Chelsea Mic'd Up podcast, and you're just hearing the way you're asking him about the dynamic, the chemistry between he and Mendy, and there's a competitive brotherhood there, and that's what I love. As being a professional athlete, you can see things on social media where people be like, "Oh, well, Kepa should have played that. Well, Mendy should have played that." But I got a chance to go out to Cobham and watch those two guys train with the goalkeeper coach. I forget his name, but I mean, both guys, it's raining outside. They're both diving on the floor, diving on the ground, and make stops. And it's all during training. That competitive brotherhood to me is unreal. Is just unreal. And I think Mendy is he's our most valuable player for sure.
Yeah, I think, and we even saw that like when Mendy got subbed off. I think it was in the Super Cup game, like one of the games, Mendy got subbed off and Kepa came on, and we actually like won the trophy. And you saw that they knew their roles so well, and that they were
Yeah.
just like excited for each other. Okay, moving on. We're going to speed through these questions. Uh,
Okay.
what are your pet peeves?
Pet peeves: small talk via text. Like, how's your day? What do you want? I have stuff going on. Like, send me one of those long blue bubbles that just write it all out. Don't, how's your day? Are you hungry? Just
I'm the
get
exact
straight to the
same.
point. Get straight to the
I
point.
actually have in my work like messenger nohello.com, because people would just say hi, and I'm like, hi, how's it going, what do you need? Like
What do you want?
because I'm the exact same way. I 100% feel you on that one. So when you were younger, did you ever get away with anything that maybe like that that you like might have gotten in trouble with, if somebody have found out?
My dad was a American college football coach. He's one now. So growing up, me and my brother, we had access to some of the locker rooms, and I just remember taking one of his players' cleats. Like, I had big foot at that time. I was like 12, 13 years old, like wearing like a size like 9, almost 10. And I just had a big long feet, and this dude had some like really cool looking Nike cleats, and I was just like, and walked up
No
out
way.
of there. So it's funny because now my older brother coaches with my dad now. So he saw this player because his player coaches high school football somewhere, and he told him, it was like, man, it was my brother that stole those cleats that time, and it was just like, that was just hilarious.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Uh, moving along, what is your most embarrassing moment of elementary school? Do you have any?
My most embarrassing moment, I believe, there was, I guess, the it girl. I wrote that little letter. I like you. Do you like me? Type thing. And I like went. I guess picked like what are they, dandelions, the yellow flowers or whatever,
Oh,
and like put them in the note. And I was over there with all my boys, and then she came over and she was like, I picked no, and like no, don't like. And everybody was just laughing at me and ragging
oh,
on me at the time. So it was, it was one of those heartbreak moments at a young age, but it's all good. That was pretty embarrassing, but it's all good.
oh.
I've healed. I've healed
Guts
from.
for her to give it to you, like in front of people as well. Like, my God,
You
this
could
is
have
so mean.
waited to the bus. We were on
Yeah.
the same bus. You could have waited, But again, I'm healed now. I'm healed.
Oh man, oh man. So, what's a hobby that you have that people might not know about?
I think the video games, I think that's huge. I've always been one of those people where I want my passion to be a paycheck. That's turned it from playing professional sports to TV to working with Chelsea, and now I want to get big in the metaverse in video games. So I'm I could say like I will have a friend over. I'm doing research, but it's a hobby for me to play these video games to really let out some stress, sometimes. So that's a huge hobby that's not going it's not going anywhere. So it's only getting stronger.
Nice, nice. So next question, what's your favorite TV show?
Homeland. It's on Showtime. Greatest show ever. Carrie Matheson is the lead character. Claire Danes is the lead character. I've watched every episode. I think there's 6 seasons. I've seen every episode at least 3 times, and that's just being modest. Like I just absolutely love the show. So Homeland, you guys gotta check it out.
I have to check it out. I need a new show to watch. Would you rather, or do you wake up early or go to bed late?
Ooh, I mean, I hate waking up early, but I have to do it for work. So I'm in bed by 9:30 sometimes, like straight up grandpa vibes. Like,
Yeah,
because once my alarm goes off at 5:45 a.m., it's like I hate the world, So I hate waking up early, but as long as I've even gone to bed sometimes at like 7:05, just PM,
wow.
just to be up early. Yeah. So
I have
it's
I
funny.
have a hard time here because the sun sets really late. It sets
Oh,
at like 10.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'll
wow,
be like
that's
in bed with my little face mask because I'm
oh,
exhausted from the day.
wow, yeah, that would suck. That would really suck at 10 p.m. to
And,
still.
yeah. And last question, because I know you have to go. We're gonna get to 17, but what is your most used emoji?
There's tied for two. Chelsea blue because I'm always writing the little blue circle because I'm always writing something, and it's really one of the most used ones. And I would say, what other emojis do I use? Let me see. Uh, the the SMH hand on the face, I I can't believe you just wrote that to me, or I can't believe I just wrote that to somebody else. Like, get your life together, London. The
I love
SMH emoji for sure.
Love it. Well, thank you so, so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if anybody doesn't know where to find you, let them know where they can find you.
At Brandon London TV on all social media platforms, and then make sure you check out at NY Post Sports. I do all the video digital content for the New York Post Sports here in New York. So if you want to see stuff outside of Chelsea, you want to see my day job, you can check out that content there on Twitter and all. So thanks for having me on. This was super fun. Super dope.
Nice. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun and I felt that it was super cool to like ask some kind of random questions and get some stories that I wouldn't hear otherwise. So guys, I'll make sure to put the links to all of Brandon's stuff in the description so that you can follow if you want. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. We're gonna have at least one episode a week coming out this entire summer, and maybe some double ups depending on how many people I get on. Let's see, TBD. But hope that you enjoyed this, and until next time, I'm out. Bye.